God damn it, MD. Alright, so we got Volcanya versus Kirandio. Yeah, that's about the match I expected. Kirandio said in the Leon's cast he'd be going back to playing Mono Jaina. So, no big surprise there. Volcanya's been playing Rook in Valerie the entire season. I apologize in advance if I end up coughing a bunch. I had a bad case of strep throat a couple weeks ago, and still sticking around a bit. So, got a big glass of the best drink ever, water. This is the number 1 and number 2 seed in Dragon Tail Vale right now. They both have the same record. So, oh, that's a big turn 1. If that Windmill Crusher was successful, most of Jaina's blocks reside on her throws. So he managed to pick that up early. Then, pretty big deal if Caitlyn K from both players. Guys, it works for everybody. Okay, so he has to chill and block for a second. Knows there's a king in hand, so that's a bit of chip pressure there. I feel like this matchup was pretty okay for both sides. Jaina can attack a lot, so Rook's not too happy if he wants to be throwing. He might be okay if he wants to get rock armor attempts, but Letter J and Red Dragon make that pretty hard, and Jaina doesn't have a super hard time getting that. Looks like Volcanya has a hand to sustain rock armor already. Expect the king or a normal. Possibly could have caught that one with another king throw if he expected the 2 attack or the block again. And the thing with this matchup, right, so Smoldering Embers doesn't do anything, because Rook doesn't have dodges. In exchange, you know, because Rook doesn't have dodges, he sort of gets bullied by Jaina's fast attacks a lot more often. But Wall of Vines is surprisingly good. It trades well with Red Dragon, not so well with Letter J, it just loses. Also loses just a Dragonheart like that. If Jaina gets out of the early game with resources, then Rook has a hard time. However, because Jaina burns herself down so much, she does have pretty low effective health. So even though Rook doesn't have super high damage, he can kind of win fewer combats than he normally has to. And this is where it's going to get a little awkward, because now anything can go into Letter J, or Letter J can just sort of be played. And really only loses to, like, special blocks. Does a lot of chip, does 4. Hey, Copper, welcome to the stream chat. So, yep. White Dragon just hits a special block. Even if Volcanya has Wall of Vines, he doesn't want to lose it into Letter J. That'd be pretty bad. So 1 ace known now in Kirandio's hand. I mean, Rock Armor's not super real right now. Possibly Volcanya will just block here again. He might go for a Rock Armor and just eat the ace, because Jaina can't buy it back right now. Yeah, goes for the Hammer Fist. That's meant to undercut normals. I like Q as a button in this matchup. Jaina's Q is a bit faster. Kirandio, pretty confident it's going to beat something like a Q or a J. This is speed 1.0, actually, sorry, because of the Entangling Vines. So it beats, like, everything except for Queen and Ace. Yeah, buys the J back, because why not? So that's the other part of the mix-up, right? You have slightly faster Rock Armor moves, but the other big deal is that your Q and J become speed 1.0. So, yep, throw, and it's not a big deal to get that in the discard. In this matchup, again, the special blocks act like dodges, but they're not. So, seeing the special block is going to make that Smoldering Embers pretty sad. That's not doing anything. King scoops the 4 normal. Nice. So, now Volcanya is getting some damage in when he needs to. And when Jaina has an ace in hand that's known. That's pretty important. And it's good to see he's not letting himself get bullied even with that knowledge. But Kirandio is getting close to 35 health, which means that eventually he's going to keep being able to buy that ace back and just bully Volcanya with it. So I feel like if Volcanya is going to be aggressive, it's going to be for about one more turn. There's the I was just going to say, if he has Wall of Vines in hand, this is like exactly the best turn to play it. So this chunks Jaina down to 17. You have 41 life on her, so she needs to win a few combats now. Like, I think what Kirandio was thinking was, if I lose to a throw, that's okay, because I'm still, like, 27. And I need to lose a lot of combats at that point with buyback ace, buyback ace, buyback ace. It's not like it cuts down the number of combats Volcanya needs to win. It cuts down the number of ace buybacks that Kirandio was expecting to have. Yeah. And importantly, letter J is dead to Stonewall. At this point in the game, yeah, he has to really think about this, because, yeah, that would put him at 9, which means he's in lethal from a normal throw. Right now, he only has 2 buybacks of his ace, assuming he doesn't take damage from anything else. This is why I say the matchup's not too bad. Because Jaina's knocking her life down so much, Rook doesn't need to win that many combats. Yep, that's the game. Stonewall beats letter J. And after getting, like, knocked around a bit in the early game, where I thought Kirandio had a pretty solid advantage with the aces in his hand, Volcanya just turned the gas on the mid-game. Got hit a couple times, but nothing too awful. So now Kirandio has to think whether he's going to stick with Jaina, and it looks like he's going to. Hello, Julie. Yeah, I wasn't really salty about our game earlier. There just wasn't anyone in the room, so I was like, if you don't want to rematch me, so whatever. I had fun. It's another good button, this matchup. So that beats turn 1 king, it beats turn 1 normal, beats turn 1 throw. Actually pretty good on turn 1 in this matchup. Gets the slap chop combo, does 17 damage to boot because Kirandio does buy back his 2. But now Rook's hand's pretty low. The good news is if Kirandio tries to bully that with throws, Rook can throw for 1 card. And now he knows there's a 5 in hand though, so king throws a bit less good. Oh, man. Okay, trying to block a 5, I think, specifically, and gets thrown. Didn't want to try to Thor attack the 5 out in case he got hit by a king or something. Which would have been a pretty sad undercut. Kirandio lands lethal on Kirandio, sounds right. Okay, gets the red dragon block, though. And it's one thing I always find interesting is when people attack low-hand opponents, because the main thing a low-hand opponent wants to do is block his way back out. Like, obviously exceptions like if you're Onimaru and you have Guard Crush. But, like, usually attacking a low-hand opponent's a good way to let them get back into a good position. So, the safe thing to do here would be to block, right? Because the safe thing for Jaina is attack dodge. But I feel like normal throw is a really strong thing to do right here because of that. I almost feel like it's either going to be normal throw or queen from Kirandio, maybe not a 2 through 5, even though the 5 is known in hand. I feel like normal throw is just so good. Oh, it is the 5. It's also possible Kirandio doesn't have a lot of throws, because he did lose a 7 for the ability, and he burned the 10. Oh no, he did, okay. So he did have both sides of the mix-up. Was correct. Gets 2 aces, so trades 3 cards for 2 aces. Not bad, 2 of them kind of suck. The 5 and the 9, well the 5's not bad, right, but it's not the best. Oh, never mind. 5's pretty good at that. So the question is, does he cash his aces? And no. Yeah, I don't think he will with the face down. I think he's pretty happy just taking the 5-6. Maybe a J here? Yeah. 5-6 J. If that's real, you do 5 damage still. You don't even spend that many cards. You can't buy the aces back yet because you're not in your X Factor mode. Rook knows that Jaina has aces in hand, still trying to get Wall of Vines, because Wall of Vines access that kind of limits Jaina's options a bit more. But his hand's still really low, so he still kind of has to block. Maybe not. See, this is why I kind of play Rook, right? And I played Rook to a lot of success this IYL season. Volcanya's been playing Rook a lot longer than I have. He's one of the original Rook players. And I started playing Rook because he was one of my demons. I would always keep losing to him. Just shitposting, I see. I'm glad you enjoyed your shitposting. Oh, good throw. 4, 5, 6. Gonna get some more aces in that hand. We knew the 5 and 6 were there. And now Kirandio's in a really solid spot. 3 aces in hand. Rook on a really low hand. Again, this makes bullying with attacks a little less good because he can block to try to build a hand back up. Wow. Volcanya just does not care. Okay, puts him in X Factor though, and puts him in a good life total for X Factor, and now Kirandio has 4 aces. Meaning even a good hit with Red Dragon puts Rook almost dead. And throw into Ace-Ace is a minimum of 25 damage. So Kirandio, I think, has an advantage even with the life deficit. It's not quite big enough to matter. There's Red Dragon. If he has a Joker, kind of has to face down here, or he's going to bleed. Doesn't have it. Oh boy. And the game's pretty much over now. He's pretty dead. Yeah, buy the aces back. Only needs 2 of them, really. So now Volcanya needs the special blocks, or he's in a really bad spot. Yeah, no special blocks. That's the game. And that's the position Granny wants to be in. You want to hit Burning Desperation when you have a lot of life to spare. When the opponent doesn't necessarily. And when you have the resources to just bully people. So, going to game number 3. I didn't notice Migo was in Discord, Jesus. Oh, I'm in streamer mode, that's why. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Hello, Migo. Are you here to join me? Three, 4, 5, 6.
Hello.
Hello, Migo.
No, I still can't hear you.
Huh, okay. That's weird. Check, check. Okay. Well, can my stream hear me? If my stream can't hear me, we're gonna have some real problems.
Hello?
Okay, gets a good block on the Red Dragon. Okay, good. Copper can hear me, so it's just Migo that can't. Okay. Voice might be in use. Let me check something here. Voice. No, it should be working just fine. I'm gonna dip out of here for right now. Unstable power turn. Kirandio did buy all that back, so he's at 56 despite the big combat win. Yep, so he's going to flip. He might not flip that yet. Takes the 4 chip. So he's going to take 10 to do Spore. That's fine. And then he gets to buy his 5 back, and that's a red 5, so it's actually pretty valuable. Because sometimes you flip it because you don't want them drawing the card, but it's maybe not a huge deal in that case. So unstable power turn again. This is the first time he goes for the throw mix-up, and Volcanya respects it. A second time, respects the attack, dodge, gets scooped by knee bash. So the damage isn't going to be too big. It's only going to be like maybe one pump here, maybe two. Pump's a normal throw, so we have to think he has at least one more, and another 6. So you have 15 damage, but it's the 2 aces that are going to be the big deal here. And Jaina's up on cards despite the pumps. Basically gets the refund on the pumps there with the aces. Oh, wow. Volcanya expecting immediate ace play. Goes for the stone wall. Which he didn't seem to have any of last game, so that definitely put a hurt on his plans. I feel like, yeah, wow, he's going through all his special blocks now. Because Kirandio's been pulling the trigger on those aces really fast, in general. Let me move this camera down, because I feel like I'm sinking into my floor. Move this down a bit more. See what this looks like. Yeah, this is a mess. I'm really sorry, guys. There we go, it's better. You can see my shirt now. And the mess that's my floor. Sorry about that. Blocking out the aces is really important. Volcanya getting access to Wall of Vines, knowing that there's one known ace in there, trades happily. Puts Kirandio into X Factor, so he's probably going to buy this ace back. Possibly won't if he has power-ups. No, he's going to buy it back. Put him at 22. Volcanya's above 50. Well, not above 50. He's around 50. He's at 49. One ace is known gone. Ace-ace is known gone from Volcanya, but if he has another one, he might play it here. Oh, wow. Didn't have the second ace-ace, so Kirandio didn't really respect his offense there. Oh, had another ace even. Jeez, that's going to hurt. So I feel like now it's going to be a lot of powering for aces. Maybe Volcanya has more special blocks, but if he doesn't, he's going to have a really hard time pulling this one out. Goes for unstable, so this is a big turn. If Volcanya can win the combat here, he's going to get 7 damage done to Jaina, burn a card out of her hand, possibly do more damage if Jaina goes for another throw here. Okay. So this is a decision. How willing are you to do 4 damage to Rook here? I would definitely do it. Poop. Take 7. Take 10. Put you at 12. We know that 2 of your aces are in the discard. We know 1 at least is in your hand. If the other one's in your hand, letter J is lethal. And dominates Volcanya's everything. Except for the special blocks. Oh my god! Kirandio successfully killed every player of this game. Every round, Kirandio kills them. Unfortunately, twice so far, it's been himself. Wow, call out. So, Volcanya up 2-1. If he wins this, he's in first in Dragon Tail Veil, so that's a huge deal. Tiebreaks have just been shaping up in Kirandio's favor at the moment. They have an identical 5-1 record going into this game. So turn 1's been pretty big so far. Well, not really. Like, Volcanya, there you go. There's the queen. So that's going to catch throw. It's going to catch normal. Kirandio has not really shown a willingness to just sort of stop smacking things in his face. Goes for the early pump, which is interesting. Most Rook players I've talked to don't advocate pumping the queen in neutral. They like pump in combos, but not in neutral. Because you're not going to pump the queen in combo. You know, you just use the other side of it that does 10 damage. But Volcanya choosing to and trying to burn Jaina's health down. Wow, calls out the throw. He might choose to pump this one, too. He pumped the first one. No, yeah, he's too low on cards now, and he's going to deal 16 anyway. Kind of gets the pump for free. Wow, 19 damage, loses a 7. And now Volcanya with a really hefty life advantage might be able to buy some blocks now. Because Kirandio can't afford to be wrong on a throw, really. Yeah, like that. Volcanya playing very aggressive. Attack to ward off the throw is kind of a defensive play. Attack to ward off the throw is kind of defensive. King to ward off another throw, really. Wow, another king. This is just not going well for Kirandio at all. And he's in Burning Desperation mode, but you don't want to be in Burning Desperation when Rook's at 97 health. And this has almost been like a defensive attack throw range from Volcanya. But it's been paying off really well. He hasn't really needed to block to ward off aggression from Jaina. Yeah, tries to clap off something. Kirandio has to Gold Burst here in order to ward off Rook. But I feel like if Volcanya got the successful block there, the game was just over. And Rook is a character where you get significantly more damage mitigation by Gold Bursting him than by Blue Bursting, which is like really weird, honestly. Okay, now Volcanya's kind of going a little nuts. The thing is, even if you're playing attack throw to like discourage your opponent's offense, like he is in this case, it still opens you up to getting hit. Okay, so gonna get the damage mitigation, so at least he went in protected. And Kirandio might not buy any of this back. Buys back the 4. That's it. So he has 4 buybacks of an ace left. Volcanya's a 91. Has 4 aces in his hand, so that's why he bought the 4 back. He's gonna try to keep it. He has to get an offense going. He cannot really be patient at this point and just try to chip Rook out. Like, if I'm Volcanya, I can block for a while if I don't feel like Kirandio is at risk of throwing me for a lot of damage. We've only seen 4 throws, though. A 6, a 7, 8, and a 9. We haven't seen any 10s yet. We're pretty short into the deck, and we know half of Kirandio's hand. But there's a pretty good chance some of those are throws. Wow. Windmill Crusher. Catches a 9 throw. Kirandio's at 1. He cannot make any more mistakes. He cannot buy back any cards. He has to deal 91 damage without using Burning Desperation. Without getting hit by a special block, without getting thrown, without getting touched by anything. And Volcanya kills Kirandio himself with the Entangling Vines and doesn't let the Stone Wall let Kirandio impale himself on his own sword. That was a very dominating game 4 from Volcanya. That was really painful. Took 9 damage from a king and from like a 3 he windmill crushed. Lost to a gold burst. Destroyed Kirandio every other combat. That was wow. And then Volcanya was like in control. For like Volcanya was in control game 3 and game 1. Like, he put Kirandio to Burning Desperation on his terms. Game 2 is the only one where Kirandio really felt like he was in control, but he had to play very carefully to get to that point. So I say this matchup is pretty fine. Might even be slightly Rook favored, but it's definitely not like, you know, you'd think of as like, oh, it's a grappler against Jaina, so she just attacks them and they die. Well, it turns out sometimes when Jaina attacks a grappler, she dies. Because she kills herself. Oops. Well, thank you for watching the cast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will see you next time. I might be casting with Leontes. If there's any other matches up today, does anyone know? I don't think there are. Yeah, I think I'm going to cut it here. Hope you guys have a good time. Please follow, please spread the word, and I'll see you guys next time.